This morning, the National Association of REALTORS dropped a bombshell on their members, and they announced new rules that are coming this summer. And newsflash, real estate agents are not happy about it. So if you're a home buyer, if you're a potential seller, the rules of the game are about to change in a big, big way.
You dropped the bomb on me, baby. You dropped the bomb on me.
So NAR, the National Association of REALTORS, sent out a message to all of their members today, letting them know that they have settled this ongoing legal battle that I'm not going to dive into the details on. There's plenty of other videos about the details of the litigation. What I'm talking about is the result and what NAR is actually going to make their members do going forward in regards to how it works with people buying a house, in regards to how it works with somebody selling a house, and the rules are going to be very different. So the first major change is that the commission that is available to be earned by the buyer's agent will no longer be allowed to be displayed in the MLS, which is like a internal real estate website where all the listings are stored and syndicated. Well, the way that it works right now is, you can log in right there and you can see that, at 123 Main Street, the buyer's agent commission is 2.5%. Or maybe at 456 D Street, the buyer's agent commission is only 1.75%. Well, the argument is that the buyer's agent is going to steer buyers towards properties that are going to earn them a higher commission. So the thought process is, let's just make that information unavailable. So something that's going to be interesting is this is going to force real estate agents to actually pick up the phone and make some calls and talk to the listing agent and find out what the commission is. But let's back up a little bit. Before the buyer even makes it to writing that offer, here's a new change. The buyer's agent is going to be required to provide and enter into what is called a buyer-broker agreement. Basically, real estate agents are going to have to disclose upfront how much money it's going to cost to work with them. And if the seller doesn't pay for it, well, who's going to pay for it? Now, there's a lot of arguments out there that, things are just going to go on the way that they have and that the seller is just going to foot the bill like they always have. Only time will tell. So the way that it'll work come mid-July is that when your buyer's agent is submitting their offer to the listing agent, part of the offer is going to include how much the seller is going to pay the buyer's agent. So that's going to now kind of become more negotiable than it has been up to this point. I mean, the way that it works right now is that the commissions are negotiated upfront by the listing agent. It's built into the deal, and typically the only time that real estate agents pony up their hard-earned commission is when a deal's falling apart and maybe there's some repair work that needs to be done, the buyer's short on funds, whatever the case is. Maybe they'll reduce their commission and give a credit to the buyer or the seller or whatever just to get on with it, get it done, and get paid. Well, that's going to work differently now. So the question that's yet to be answered and only time will tell is what happens when the seller doesn't want to pay the buyer's agent's commission? Or maybe they don't want to pay that much. Maybe they're only willing to pay 1%. What kind of real estate agents is that going to get you? Probably not the cream of the crop. But then the next question is, well, if the seller's not going to pay it, then maybe you as the buyer can pay it. Oh, geez. Now all of a sudden the name of the game is really changing because, I've been doing this for over 20 years and buyer never pays the buyer's agent's commission. That's silly. It's always the seller pays everybody's commission. The buyer's agent commission, the listing agent commission. The seller is always paid for that. So if it now shifts to where potentially you as the home buyer got to pony up some money to pay for that real estate agent, well, that's a completely different dynamic. And again, nobody knows how this is actually going to play out. But I think that buyers are going to have to get more creative. They're going to have to work with lenders that have more creative financing. Maybe they get a lender credit. Maybe they get some grant money, or they look at down payment assistance, or whatever the case is. Buyers are probably going to have to pivot a bit in order to compete in what will be a completely new environment for real estate agents across the entire country. So tell me what you think about this. Is it good? Is it bad? Put it in the comments below. And if you got value out of this, guys, do me a huge favor. Hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next video.
You dropped the bomb on me, baby. You dropped